Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurwreck Autos HQ. Today guys, we're continuing with this Fiesta. We've got to get this done today. I want it all finished, everything done, back on its wheels, back on the ground and ready to go outside, because we need to start, we need to continue with that white EcoSport tomorrow. We have to do it tomorrow, so that's got to be done today. Yeah, so we can get it out the workshop and replace it with the other one. Still got quite a few bits and pieces to do. Still got loads of little bits. You know, still got to do the timing belt, the service, the wing. I still want to look over the car, just really push it today as far as I can. It is getting really busy. It seems to really be ticking over nicely now. So yeah, I'm in a sort of a definitely into a roll of these cars. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it, and I hope you enjoy watching me doing this as well, because you know, I'm just completely normal, natural. It's not fake. It's all real. It's there. I'm showing everything. You know, I'm not like other channels where they're putting on a show and they're doing all this fancy editing and nah. I'm not into all that. I'd rather just show you exactly how it is, completely honestly real, and that sort of stuff. Yeah, I'm not acting for the camera. I'm not doing it, but others. Anyway, let's get cracking. We've got loads to do. Let's do this. Right, just quickly, guys, because we've got loads to do today, I want to quickly set you up and then get cracking with this. I have got all the service parts now as well, so that's all turned up. We've got a new cam cover gasket, because I did notice, let me show you. Can you see the difference between that inside here and this one here? It's really clean. Look how clean that is compared to this one. So that suggests that we're getting a little bit of a leak from the gasket, which runs in here. We're getting a little bit of a leak going into there, I believe. You know, that's just my guess. I think it is. There's nothing else that could get in there and cause that kind of, it's not damage, but this looks a bit dirty and horrible. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to change the cam cover gasket just in case, which sits in this groove here. So we'll change all that out. So we've got all the other bits and pieces. So that's the gasket, that's the air filter. So we've got the auxiliary belt, Daco, oil filter, and the timing belt kit. Timing belt kit with water pump. That's all in there. So yeah, we're gonna get cracking with that. I've already got the oil as well, so we'll do an oil change later. We've obviously got to get the wing off as well, so we'll get that off. Don't know if we'll do that first or we'll do that. We could do it first actually. Get that wing off, get it out of the way, and then we'll crack on with doing the actual service part of it. What I might do actually, I might pull the plug from underneath the sump, let that drain out, then we'll crack on with the wing, get that off, and get the other one back on. Whilst the oil is draining out, we could get on with that. And then, yeah, we can move on like that. Okay, great. That's the plan. I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, let me just show you guys what I've been doing. You see me do the wing and the light. So that's all lined up. I use the feeler gauge, go down that gap, same gap as the other side. So yeah, we're spot on perfect now. And it's looking really, really good. So the colour match is absolutely spot on. But I knew that anyway, because obviously I took the old one with me. I wanted to sort of try, in the sun, this just absolutely shines because it's got the metallic, because it's the Panther black colour. Yeah, so everything's been done up, everything's been tightened. I've used the light to see where the gaps were for this here to line up the wing. It's absolutely spot on. So I thought, you know, just leave the light in place, do the bolts up. And that's one thing I haven't got to do later, is put that light back in. So that's done. This corner's sorted. So then I moved on to getting the engine all timed, top and bottom. And basically how I did that was I used is it 18 on that bottom? It was, yeah, 18. So an 18 mil my mind has just gone absolutely blank. This is oh God, this is a tool spanner. Sorry guys, my mind just went absolutely crazy blank now. It just didn't want to talk. So 18 mil, and you turn it that way, push it down that way, so it's the same rotation of the engine. You're turning it around. Take out the spark plug on cylinder 1, which is this one here, first one. Put a screwdriver inside, and then when you're turning it over this way, turning it, the screwdriver needs to be the highest point on that actual piston, and that is top dead center. Yeah. Once you've got that, because obviously it can be top dead center on another rotation, but as long as you've got the plate here, let me just get a torch on it. As long as you've got this plate here, this locking plate in the back of the two cams, like it is here, you see it's locked in place. It's right underneath that gap, both sides. So as long as that goes in, that means that is top dead center. So now that's locked. The top part is locked. The bottom part, there is a pin that you have to take out the back of the engine, which is this pin here. So this is an 8 mil bolt that sits on the back of the engine. So I have to put this back in when I'm finished. But you can, let me just show you that way. Oh no, sorry guys, you see it there? That's it there, that little pin here. So you put that in the back, and then once that goes in the back, you push it down a little bit, and then you can hear it clank. You can hear it, I'll take it back a little bit. It clunks. So that's locked now against that pin as well. So the other thing I do now is I lock the flywheel, which is why I took off the starter motor. So it's kind of all making is it all making sense? So now I lock the flywheel so I can do up the crank bolt at the bottom. Let me just take her up. That's it. So yeah, I need to undo this bolt here with the impact gun, but I don't want to be doing that until up in there where the starter motor sits. Can I show you? It's up into there is where the flywheel sits, in that there. So you put a bar up there, which comes in the kit, and it locks that flywheel. And then that's it. It is completely locked up. You can take the crank bolt away, start stripping all this down, take all these casings off, get all that stripped off so we can get to the actual timing belt and the water pump. So that's going to be our next step. So let me set you up. Let's keep going. Let's do this. So, right guys, good progress now. Let me show you. I'll tell you what, first of all, getting that plate into that flywheel where that starter motor is an absolute pain. It's even harder when you ain't got a ramp. When you're trying to do it off the floor, it's such a pain. There's just no room to get anything or move anything, or it's just so awkward. Really, really awkward. And that's why I like to take the fronts off. But it's done. I got it done. It must have took me half hour, 15, I don't know. It just felt like forever, but it's done. It's locked. As you can see, I've started stripping it down. Took off the belt, took off the water pump as well, so that's off. And what I'm doing is basically I've lowered the engine this side to let all the coolant drain out, so then I can have a good, clean, dry surface for that new water pump to go to. So that's how I do it. I always check as well. See these? This is like a free. It's a key. There's no keyway to it. It's just like it spins freely. But I always make sure that if you look down there, let me just show you that it spins freely, because sometimes, look at that, look, it absolutely perfect, spins lovely. So sometimes they corrode and rust and lock on tight. So you've got to make sure that is spinning nicely, and it is. So yeah, all I've got to do is just clean it up, dry it down. I'll get the air hose on it as well, just air it out a little bit, just make sure that it's all dry in there, and then put the water pump on. The new one, that's our new belt. Water pump is there, the bolts, the tensioner is there, and the gasket with the new bolts for the water pump. But yeah, that's the old one there. And it's original, like you can see, it's original. Fumico. This belt is original as well. There. So yeah, that means that hasn't been changed before. And it's done like 80,000 miles, this engine. So it was well due a timing belt and water pump change, I've got to be honest, as well as the service. Quite a few of you were commenting about this sticker. You're probably right, What's suspicious is that there's a date here. Now, whether or not that date has passed and it wasn't done, but it's just strange that the mileage is 5,000 more than what it is in a minute, and that date, do you know what I mean? If they'd done the service, surely would have put the date that you've done the service, or the date that it's due. Like, was it due that date or that mileage first, whatever comes first? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, it's getting done. I'm doing it all, regardless of whatever that says. So, yeah, that's where we are. Let's continue. Water pump, clean it up. Belt on, tension, back together. Hopefully, turn that key. Yeah, hopefully, guys, no problems. But nothing's moved. Everything's been is solid. The engine top and bottom is completely locked. So really, it still could go wrong. It still could go. What am I saying? It still could go wrong. Of course it can. I'm just trying to, stay positive. Always stay positive, guys. Let's crack on. Let me set you up. Let's put this all back together now and see what happens. Let's do this. Right, okay, making some good progress, guys. Let me show you what I've been doing. So we've got the water pump on, the water pump in place and on and bolted up. So that's done. Put the timing belt in place, and it's fitting really nice and snug. Nothing's moved. The two cams are still locked at the back, so that's not moved. And the actual belt at the top is really tight up here. So, yeah, how we do these now is that you have to keep this side tight, and that side takes the tension, if you know what I mean. So I've done up the bolt there, tension a bolt. So that's nice and tight, but I need to pull that pin here to put tension on this. But I need to, at the same time you pull that, you have to get this tight as you can. And how you do that is that you turn, let me see if I can do it. So what you do is you hold the bottom and you pull it tight like this. So can you see how that's putting tension on the belt there? So as you do that, then with the other hand, pull the pin. That way, this side, the right-hand side stays tight, and that side takes the slack. If you understand what I'm saying. Hopefully you do. So yeah, that's what I've got to do next. I'll do that, pull the pin, get the belt tensioned, and then I'll unlock the whole engine. Once I've done that, the top, the starter motor, I'll pull that out, pull the actual pin at the back that I showed you earlier, that pin, pull that out as well. And then I'll turn the engine around a few times, and then I will put it all back together. I'll put the screwdriver back in, get it top dead center as well, check the back plate goes in, check the pin goes in, and check the it's all as it should. So once I've done that, I should be able to just box it up, finish it off, put it all back together, and then we're going to turn that key. So yeah, let's keep going. Good progress so far. Let's do this. Right, okay. We are there. Got to do one more thing, which is the auxiliary belt. I haven't put that on yet. We'll do that in a second. But I think everything else has been put back together, put back on, tightened up, torqued up. Everything's been put back together. So I think we're ready for a turn of that key. So let's see if she will run. I don't want to run it for too long because, you know, I want to get that auxiliary belt on and I want to finish everything else off. But I just want to make sure that it still lines up and timed. So let's do it. Bang, fires straight up. Look at that. Battery's low, I know that. But yeah, we've got a blowy exhaust on this. We might have to do an exhaust change, you know. Wicked. Love it. So there we go. Another timing belt done. Right. Oh God, that exhaust is blowing. We're going to have to do that, guys, before we take this for an MOT. Change the complete exhaust in there as well. But yeah, at least it starts and the timing is good. Whew. It's always a little bit of a, yeah, twitchy bum moment when that happens, but it's all good. We can move forward and carry on. So let me set you up. Let's keep going. Let's get this headlight on. Let's get the water, the you know, the coolant bottle in, the auxiliary belt. Let's get the bumper on. Let's just keep going. Let's keep going. Let's just see how far we get. So yeah, let's do this. Right, okay guys, making some really good progress now on this car. As you can see, or as you just saw, bumper back on. I'm testing the lights to make sure, before I put the wheel arches in, the spotlights work, and they do. All the front bulbs work in the headlights. So I'm just checking things as I go, because obviously them things that I'm doing as well, they're pre-MOT checks, as well as making sure that it goes back how it should. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, got a little bit of a scuff here, but nothing too major. I'll just rub that back a little bit and then just touch it up a little bit of black paint, and then that should be good to go. I will just touch up these little bits here, stone chips and little bits and pieces I find and see. But yeah, I took off the tape as well from this mirror. I wanted to see what was going on. I think it's a case of it hasn't been clipped in properly, I think. So I'm probably going to have to take this cover off, get all this, clean up all this gear here as well. All it is just glue from the tape. And then pop that cover back off and then just flick it back in the bottom first, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to flick it in here first, straight, and then it goes in, and then you do the top. So whether or not it's been hit, but it works. You know, it's not actually broken. Someone's just put a bit of tape there just to I don't know whether or not there was a little bit paranoid or something that it'll come off and break, but it won't, because obviously the top part's on it as well. So yeah, no breakage, but we just got to try and flick that back in, which I'll do. Yeah, we've still got to get the exhaust sorted out. I'm going to see how much it is, and maybe order you have to order from the back box all the way to the flexi. So I'm going to look into that as well. That is going to be something we're going to do, but maybe that's not, you know, today. Probably ain't going to be today, I've got to be honest, because time is ticking away. I do want to get the wheels cleaned before I put them back. This one I'm going to do for sure. The other side, there's no point doing that. There's just no point cleaning this, because I've ordered another one. And it's coming. It's being delivered, £80 for a really decent looking alloy wheel, the same, and really decent tread on the tyre. So yeah, that's what we've got to do. There's no point cleaning that. I will take off the back ones though, both sides, take them outside, clean the 3 alloy wheels, and then put them back on clean. Because obviously I want to get the jetter as well, and jet in all that mud in the wheel arch, splash guard. I want to sort that out. So still some bits and pieces to do. We have still got time today, so I'm going to continue. But so far, guys, so good. Really good news when it comes to the engine, the timing belt, and all that sort of side of it. It runs absolutely beautiful now. It's up to temperature. We're at the line as well, so that's good. Maybe just top it up a little bit more. Once I go for a drive, really, then I'll see exactly what it needs to go up to. But yeah, not taking that long to do this one, I've got to be honest. But I just like to do those service parts, the timing belt, the water pump, and all full service on it, so that it's nice and fresh for the new owner. No problems, no issues whatsoever. They're gonna have, aren't they? And I want an MOT, advisory-free MOT, 12 months. So what more can you ask for? 5-door Fiesta, 1.4 Titanium, with all that servicing just done, and a new MOT with no advisories. Yeah, perfect little car. For anyone, really. Perfect little car, first car, or just for someone to run around in. Little petrol, 1.4. Anyway, let me get these wheels off, and then when I come back, I'll set you up on the camera, we'll put the wheels back on, and then, yeah, we'll continue. So, yeah, let's do this. Right, okay guys, so yeah, there we go. It's looking really smart, this one now. Let me just turn this off. You can hear the blowing of it. Yeah, that is definitely blowing. That's gonna have to be changed, that exhaust. But yeah, clean the wheels, nice and decent. This side, got to do the other side. But we're changing that wheel anyway, so it don't really matter. We're gonna get rid of that. I might actually put that as a spare inside the boot if there's enough space, as a you know, a spare wheel and a spare tyre really. So yeah, I won't get rid of that. I might just keep it in the boot for them. But yeah, looking really smart and decent now. Getting there, guys. We are getting there with this one. What else? Done the wing mirror as well, as you can see. It was a case of it just wasn't clicked in properly. What had happened is it must have hit something, and what happens is this plastic bit here pops out of the actual bracket holders, and then then the cover won't sort of connect to this properly. It's just a case of just taking it apart, taking it back off, reconnecting this bracket here. And then pushing the cover back on, and that's it, job done. No damage, just a little quick repair. So yeah, another thing done. Right, okay, so guys, we have run out of time again today, but you know, we are back together. It's back on its wheels, the timing belt's done, the water pump's done, the service is done, the wing has changed, the wheels are clean. We've done loads today. We've done loads. But we haven't seen the last of this car. We have got to get it through an MOT. But before we do that, we have to change the exhaust. I think that's gonna foul, at least advisory. And I don't want that. So I've got to swap it out, change it over, and then we should be good to go. So that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching me do this one, guys. We haven't finished with it, like I said. We will come back to it. But for now, we are done for today. Tomorrow we are jumping on the white EcoSport. We have to get that done. I've booked an MOT for tomorrow afternoon, so we really have got to get that back together and checked over to make sure that it will pass an MOT. So for today, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Take care.